Hello there terraria enthusiasts. Today we'll be testing Muramasa versus every single boss in Calamity. First up we of course have the man, the myth, the legend himself, King Slime. Alright, this is gonna be a really hard fight, I'm sure. And he's dead. Alright, next up we have Eye of Cthulhu. I'm just not gonna hit it yet, just to see how long it'll survive. One click. It survived. Not even a click. Alright, next up we have the Desert Scourge. Alright, get ready for the Desert Scourge. And it still gets killed in a single hit. Next up we have Crabulon. Alright. It is time to summon Crabulon. Again, it did not survive a single hit. Next up, we'll be going to the Crimson and fighting the Brain of Cthulhu and the Perforator Hive. I'm going to quickly move over here to the other side of the Crimson. Alright, it is time for the Brain of Cthulhu. Okay, one click. It survived one click, maybe it was because of my timing. Another click and it's dead. This is the strongest boss so far, surviving 2 clicks from the Muramasa. It is godly modifier, by the way. Alright, next up we have the Perforator Hive. One click. We still have no bosses that can survive a single click yet. Eater of Worlds. Now this one's gonna take more clicks just because of how long it is. But all of the parts still get killed in a single hit. Not a very hard boss. Hive Mind. One click and it's down. That was very anticlimactic. Next up we'll have the Queen Bee herself. Now, to give the Queen Bee the best odds, I'm going to fight it outside, so it will get enraged. Okay, here we can see the Queen Bee. And it still gets killed in a single shot. I am not surprised. I remember I struggled with this boss when I first fought it, the Slime God. Both of them are down in a single hit, and the Slime God himself. Alright, it's time to fight Skeletron. Now, I know for a fact that I'm not going to have any problems with this, but just to torture him, I'm going to cut off his arms first. Maybe I'll try to dodge just so I can kill him with adrenaline. All of these bosses are being done in Calamity Revenge mode. And at least with adrenaline he gets down in one hit, though I assume he would have anyways. Time to go to the underworld for the Wall of Flesh. Alright, let's see if the Wall of Flesh can survive a single click from the Muramasa. Click. It did not, but I'm excited to see as we will be moving on to the hard mode bosses now. The next boss we will be fighting is Cryogen. We're into hard mode bosses now, so we'll see what hard mode bosses can survive the Muramasa. Not the Cryogen, I can tell you that much. Up next is the Brimstone Elemental. This one might actually survive a hit. It did survive a single hit. But 2 hits and it's down. Plantera is the next on the list. And Plantera is not as strong as the Brimstone Elemental and goes down in a single hit. You know how it goes. Right after Plantera we have Golem. I am getting quite disappointed how none of these are surviving a single hit from me. I guess we'll try the Abomination to sung them. The Plaguebringer Goliath actually survived a single hit. 2 hits actually. But 3 and it's down. You know how it goes, 3 strikes and you're out. Next up we'll be fighting Duke Fishron. Now let's see how the Duke does against the Muramasa. Ooh, and it's down in a single hit. That is quite disappointing actually. Next we'll be fighting Ravager. Ravager can actually survive a few hits because of its massive tankiness. But with a few auto swings, it is down for the count. The Lunatic Cultist is next. We'll give him a little schmack. And he's dead. Let me just go do the lunar events and I'll be right back. Now that the lunar events are done, I'll be summoning the Moonlord. Let's see how the Moonlord does. One hand out, two hands out. And we'll see. Would you care to open your eye, Mr. Moonlord? And it is down within 2 hits of the Muramasa. That was very anticlimactic as a lot of them, but now that we're in post-Moonlord phase, we'll finally get some real challenges. Now, get ready. We'll be summoning the Profaned... the Meatballs. We'll be summoning the Meatballs. And now Providence. As you can see, Providence can actually tank a few hits, but goes down relatively quickly. Now, if we move slightly over here, we can summon the Dragon Folly. Now, the Dragon Folly is like Yaren and has phase shifts, so we have to do a couple of attacks, but it is basically a one-hit because it's really a mini-boss in my opinion. Now, the Cosmic Worm. Get ready. I believe this will not be a difficult boss in the slightest. As you can see, we're absolutely melting through its health. Get ready for phase 2. A god does not fear death. Okay. Phase 2. Had to cut there because it was taking so long. Look at how it absolutely melts through this thing. That is quite incredible, to be honest. Now we'll be summoning the Jungle Dragon Yaren. Now this finally holding up quite a bit, but I honestly do not think this will be a challenge, as I've done this with the Muramasa plenty of times before. And the Muramasa is a post-Yaren weapon. Well, as you can see, it's absolutely melting through him right now. And starting to go into phase 2. Now, if you're wondering why I have these accessories, it's because I'm using Fargo's Soul mod and Fargo's Mutant mod, which allows me to get some pretty ridiculous accessories, but I had to farm for multiple hours for them. Alright, as we can see, Yaren is starting to attack me more, and I do not think it will be long until he finally dies. As you can see, he's under 10% health, and he is dead. Good job, me. Okay. So, next up will be Supreme Calamitous. I will make this a time lapse as I cannot commentate for that long. And as you can see here, we just beat Supreme Calamitous with the Muramasa. Everything I have on me you can obtain before defeating Supreme Calamitous, so it should not really be that hard for you to do this either. Well, I shouldn't say that. Alright guys, I hope you have enjoyed. If you want to see more like this, subscribe and leave a comment if you want me to test some other weapon. This has been me, I'm signing off. Goodbye.